Hi, this is your host, Dr. Rajesh Khanna, MD, coming to you with a new episode of the Hangout with Laser Man. Today, we are going to discuss somebody who was 47 years old and came with thin corneas. What I'm showing you today is a pachymetry distribution map that shows us the different areas of the cornea and its thickness or thinness in this case. I want you to look at this area where it's more thin. Normally, cornea should be around 520 microns to 600 microns. If they are more than 600 microns, they are considered very thick, and less than 500 microns, they are considered thin. The standard care is, hey, we can do LASIK above 500, and some people would go down to 475 microns. Thinner than that, it becomes very controversial, and there are better options available. So here, if you look in both the eyes, it is like around 465 microns. So in a 47-year-old with thin corneas, what are our options? We will put aside LASIK because LASIK makes a flap. So whenever the flap is created or fashioned, the strength of the cornea decreases in the amount the flap is created. For example, if you have a cornea of 520 microns and you create a thin flap of 110 microns, then the residual cornea left even before the treatment is 520 minus 110, which is 410 microns. And then when you start the ablation, that's what the cornea is going to hold the pressure within the eye. In the 90s and early 2000s, when this information was not well known, people were making flaps with old-fashioned technology, which could be anywhere between 150 to 200 microns. And that's why initially we saw a lot of post-LASIK ectasia. So our today number one goal is the safety and avoidance of post-LASIK ectasia. That's why in this patient, we will not offer LASIK eye surgery, whether it is with automated microkeratomes or with the femtosecond all laser LASIK like Intralase. Whatever the technology, whenever a LASIK flap is made, the tensile strength of the cornea is decreased. So coming to the options, one option is superficial LASIK, which is also called Epilasic or super LASIK. Super LASIK is a short form for superficial LASIK. The difference between traditional LASIK and super LASIK is the super LASIK uses a no-cut epikeratome to push the top layer away, which is only 53 microns, and this happens to be the epithelium. That is why it is also termed Epilasic. Now, this area normally does not contribute to the strength of the cornea, so it's fine to remove it. And just like a scab or a wound on the skin, it heals back. So why don't we do super LASIK on everybody? Because it takes a few days to heal, like 3-4 days to heal, and a few more days before the vision can come to 20/20 in all patients. Some patients it can come sooner, some patients can come later. But that would be the treatment of choice using eye design, automated technology, and Epilasic to achieve a result. Another option could be presbyopic implant in the eye. If the patient doesn't want to wear any glasses for the rest of their life, not even middle or reading, then PI or presbyopic implant like Restore, Technis, Symphony, or Crystallens would be options. If the patient was younger, or even in this case, patients say, hey, I don't want PI, but I know I'm not a good candidate for LASIK. I want to get a quicker recovery, and I don't mind doing another procedure in the future if ever needed. ICL could still be considered. Usually ICL is done under 45 years age because cataract development can be higher. So if this patient was like 35 years of age, ICL could be first choice. Now let me be careful in clarifying because we haven't discussed the refraction. ICL is available for powers -3 and higher. So if this was -9, that's a no-brainer. We'd prefer ICL over even super LASIK. Because even though super LASIK is safer than LASIK, we have to remove certain amount of tissue. And if the amount of tissue removed is excessive, then again cornea can become weak. So let's say it was -12. Then we would straight away do ICL even in a 47-year-old patient who does not want PI. In a 37-year-old -8, it still might prefer ICL. But if it's -2 and patient wants some correction, then Epilasic would be the choice. Now you see how confusing it is getting? And that's why when people call and say, hey, what is the right procedure for me, or what's the cost for this procedure? I know I might be a candidate because my glasses are this. It's not easy to give the best answer because we need the pachymetry map distribution, we need the refraction, we need the age, and we need your outcome goals, lifestyle. So the same person, 47-year-old, we can give 3 different recommendations even though they might have -4 refraction. So we have 3 people, -4 refraction, 47-year-old with 460 microns. One person might say, hey, I just want to do one procedure for the rest of my life. I don't want to wear any glasses. Then we would suggest SPY. But they said, hey, I want to do minimum intervention, whatever the least amount. I don't mind wearing glasses in the future. Then Epilasic would be the choice. And the third person says, I want to do the minimum but get the maximum fastest recovery because I can't have a downtime, or I'm going out of town, or I'm in active military duty, or whatever reason might be, then ICL would be a choice. So the main thing is, if you're in a doubt whether you're a good candidate for LASIK or not, always seek a second opinion. And if you can't get a second opinion, we are here for you. You can always email us with your pachymetry maps, topography maps, and your refraction, and we can help guide you what might be best choices for you. If you have any questions, as usual, please email us or call us and let us know. Awaiting your feedback. Thank you and have a wonderful day.